Hi there, I'm Shelly, and in this video, we're going to look at where in the world was global awakening in 2011. Over the next few weeks, we're going to go on a little journey where we're going to go starting with 2011 and work our way to 2019 once a week, looking at a different year. Did you know in 2011 the Global Awakening visited 10 different countries and went on 13 different trips? Some of the countries that they visited was India and Nepal. They went to Brazil a few times, Taiwan, Honduras, Singapore, South Korea, Mozambique, Russia, and Ukraine. How amazing to think about in 1 year to be able to go on 13 different trips, visiting 10 different countries. Wow. Here are some fun facts that happened during that year in 2011. Did you know that 578 team members, a total of 578 team members, went with Global Awakening that year? Here are some statistics that happened. Now, sometimes it's hard going back in time and digging up different statistics or pictures and stuff. So what I'm going to present you in this video and in my upcoming videos, there are some things that will not be 100% accurate. It will be some of the statistics and some of the pictures and some of the facts that I found. So on maybe 2 handfuls of trips, there was over 4,000 physical healings, 226 blind eyes open, 132 tumors disappeared, 66 lame walking. Wow! It is amazing to think about all the different healings and miracles that happen on these trips. I don't know about you, but I enjoy reminiscing. I enjoy thinking about God and what He has done in my life. Even thinking about, looking at the sort of the timeline of what has happened through the years, even with Global Awakening. There is so much that has happened and so much fruit that has come out of these trips. Not only within Global Awakening itself, but the ripple effect that this ministry has had on so many lives. In this year, 578 people, team members, their lives were affected by these trips because what they saw and what they experienced and what was imparted to them on these trips, they were able to take home with them and to release it to others, to go out into their own community and pray for healing, take it to their church and then equip and to train others. To think about, a dream that God gave Dr. Randy Clark and the fruit that has come out of that. It's extraordinary. We're going to tune in now to my friend Kyle. He's going to share some testimonies that he was able to find from 2011 to help stir your faith even more, to hear about what God has done in some of the countries that we visited.
Hey everyone, I went back into our global archives and found some awesome testimonies from 2011, so I'm just going to share them. From our Taiwan trip. There was an older woman who had pain in her right arm for about 3 years, and the pain was so bad that she had to take constant medication and even sleeping pills to sleep at night. She was unable to lift her arm above her head, so team members prayed, and she started to feel heat in her head, to the point of sweat just running and dripping down her face. Don't you love that? They asked her to test her arm and see if she could do anything that she couldn't do before. And miraculously, she was able to lift her arm completely above her head. During our South Korea trip, team members got to pray for a woman with pain all around her abdomen and her hip. She didn't know exactly what was wrong because she hadn't been to a doctor, but nonetheless, when they started to pray, she started to feel heat all around that area, and she got completely healed just after 2 short prayers. Awesome. In Singapore, there's a man who wanted prayer because every time he experienced stress, he would cough so hard that he would cough up blood. It's not good. One of our team members got to pray for the restoration of his lungs and prayed specifically that the peace and love of God would just overcome him. So the team member told the man to simply let go and receive God's peace. Right after this, the man fell out. And he remained on the floor for the rest of the session, I'm sure. The team member advised him to stay on the floor and just soak in God's presence as long as he felt God touching him. So I wonder what happened after that. It's probably amazing things. And finally, on our Russia-Ukraine trip, a team member prayed for a young woman whose right eye had undergone 3 surgeries. Now, before praying, the team member had the lady look at a sign that was across the room, and it was all blurry. She couldn't see it. So they started to pray together, and the woman felt warmth in the right side of her face. After prayer, she was able to completely read the sign, and her vision in both eyes were stellar, clear. So that is so amazing. I'm so blessed by seeing what happened back in 2011, and I know that God is going to do even more than that on our upcoming trips and in the lives of everybody watching. So thanks for joining this little segment, and back to you, Shelley.
Thank you, Kyle, for sharing those testimonies. Powerful, powerful, powerful. To hear the different miracles and the different healings and how people's lives were forever changed. Right now, I want to specifically highlight October, Brazil. For myself, I had an opportunity to go on this trip. In 2011, I was a first-year student with Global School of Supernatural Ministry. And every year for the first-year students, you have an opportunity, if you're able, to go to Brazil or Baltimore. And I went to Brazil. And for me, this trip was life-changing because it was the first time in my life I saw the Bible come alive. Things that I had read about in the Bible, I saw now with my own eyes. I prayed for someone, laid my hands on them, and they were healed. Over the next few moments, I'm going to share some pictures with you. Some pictures that my team members took. The 2 videos that I'm going to show you are footage that I had taken. The first video that I'm going to show is of this lady right here. For many years, she walked with that cane. And then on that particular night, I believe, if my facts are right, and if I'm wrong, forgive me, but I believe someone had a word of knowledge. And the word was released. And she said, "Tonight is my night." And she stood up and she started walking without the cane. And you'll see in the video that she ran across the stage without her cane. After that, the next video that I'm going to show is of this little baby right here. It was another word of knowledge that was released for a tumor in the sacroiliac area. The word of knowledge was released, and the mother could feel the tumor decrease, and eventually it disappeared. As I show these videos, I hope that they will stir your faith. I hope that you are excited, just as I am excited, to remember what had happened. Check them out.
Right here, severe pain on her hip for 5 years, and she had to walk with this cane. For 5 years, the cane is not really good enough for she to come. She came tonight with a cane, under severe pain, and she said, "Tonight is my night." And everybody's telling me about the healings, I gotta get my healing too. And then it was word of mouth for him. She said, "Heal," and said, "Funny." But the end is severe, we put together up. She said, it's me. She stood up, and the baby's gone, and she went right in the top.
Praise Jesus! So now let's watch a video regarding the little baby who had the tumor.
Cancer is scary. I'll say it and help you we know what that is. Okay, cancer is okay, so this lady had cancer right here, and it was a big lump. It was a big lump here. You can see the tumor was big right there. And then there was word of mouth that cancer is disappearing. The cancer in the back. And then they stood up to the baby, they hands on the baby, and the cancer was there. Once in a child, that's someone. They are reaching on board. Sumi. Go to me. It's gone. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Woo! Praise Jesus! If you went on a trip in 2011 and you have pictures or videos or memories that you want to share, I invite you to comment below. Now is a great time to be able to just think about what God has done in the past and to remember His faithfulness. So I invite you to share below. I hope some of you do. I think this will be a fun little journey to take together. So thank you again for watching Where in the World Was Global Awakening?